Alleged Intel Arrow Lake desktop CPU performance leaks out, 20% faster single thread versus 14900KS. An alleged Intel Arrow Lake desktop CPU performance benchmark has been leaked, which shows up to 20% faster single thread uplift versus 14900KS. Intel's Arrow Lake desktop CPUs could be a game changer if these benchmarks are to be believed, up to 20% single core uplift over 14900KS. The benchmark was posted by a forum member at Taiba Baidu, who shared an alleged screenshot of the CPU Z benchmark running an unknown chip. According to the user, the picture comes from a different group and is allegedly an Intel Arrow Lake desktop CPU running on what seems to be a next-gen Z890 motherboard, since LGA 1851 platforms are the only ones that support these chips. Now, while no information is supplied such as CPU SKU, core counts, or clock speeds, the score itself might give us an idea of which chip we are looking at. In single thread, the alleged Intel Arrow Lake desktop CPU scored 1143.2 points, and in multi-thread, the score is 12,922.4 points. In terms of single core performance, you are looking at a 20% single core performance uplift over the Intel Core i9-14900KS, which is currently the fastest chip for this benchmark. The chip is clocked at up to 6.2 GHz, and there's no telling whether this sample was running at default or overclocked speeds. It looks like we might be looking at an UC result, but if this is the default performance, then it's a substantial uplift. As for multi-threaded performance, the CPU score makes it seem like this would be a Core i5 successor, so Core Ultra 5 to be exact. The reason is that the multi-thread score is lower than the Core i7-14700K and Core i7-13700K chips, but is around 30% faster than the Core i5-14600K, and which aligns perfectly with the 29.5% uplift the alleged Arrow Lake CPU has over the Core i5-14600K in the CPU Z multi-thread test. Others are reporting this to be a 6+8 SKU, which should offer 6P cores and 18 cores. Intel's Arrow Lake S desktop CPUs are expected to feature a reconfigured die layout, and Lion Cove also gets a nice 14% IPC uplift on Lunar Lake. The high multi-threaded and single-core scores can be attributed to these high IPC uplifts and a possible increase in clock speed over the previous gen. Well, obviously there's no proof that this is indeed an Arrow Lake CPU, it could all be made up, so do take it with a grain of salt. Nevertheless, Intel's Arrow Lake desktop CPUs are aiming for an October 24 launch, so stay tuned for more information, especially during the next innovation event.